What exactly are we saying this is, though?
What a complete letdown this was. You would think a movie about a wealthy family trying to profit off of a dead mythical animal would at the very least be kind of fun. We got 2 unicorns causing chaos, a really solid cast. The only downside is, not much happens. I don't completely mean that. The issues go beyond nothing happening. This directorial debut by Alex Scharfman definitely had potential, possibly being something rather unique. I mean, how could it not be? It's a fucking unicorn, an area movies don't commonly tread. But the ideas like using its blood to cure disease, the somewhat intriguing lore, are just excuses to give us the same premise. You see the family being rich and arrogant are not going to see the danger, continuing to put themselves in bad situations, and since they're so rich and arrogant, they don't listen to any kind of reason. The outcome is so predictable it stings, only differing slightly toward the end, and I'd say Jimmy Kimmel not being fired by Disney is more shocking. Despite all this, you could still have a fun movie watching unicorns massacre a bunch of people, impalement by horns, outright disembowelment. It seems hard to mess up completely, but when you go with the tried and true method of nothing happening throughout half the movie, it gets that done. Somehow, that's what we got. It's like they thought they had something new here, justifying the build-up. So overly unlikable rich people and decisions that are too stupid for a horror movie about unicorns is basically the bulk of it. Sure, stuff will eventually happen, but even that is short-lived, and it's too bad because they had everything they needed. A great cast led by Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. Not a good year for the former. The acting leaves nothing to be desired, and despite the effects not being too good, I can't deny they made unicorns terrifying. All they had to do was not fuck it up, but like the Queen biopic, they took that idea and blindly filled in the blanks. So, let's see how that turned out.
Now being told that the stairway they've got on the tarmac here doesn't actually fit our aircraft.
You may be wondering why open with that, and the reasoning is, nothing else interesting is said for some time. You'll never guess this, but Ridley, Jenna Ortega, and Elliot Paul Rudd don't get along.
There's no reason to be nervous. You're here to enjoy yourself.
That's definitely not why I'm here.
I'm not gonna dwell on this. It isn't a movie that embraces creativity, so how could they avoid this? I mean, at least there's a reason her mom is dead, if you can believe that. And this scenario not being done to death enough already.
No, let him know that we will literally be there any minute.
Elliot, well,
Yes.
They're going to their boss's place for the weekend, who probably is no good. You can kind of get the big picture now, nothing happening in this intro to get us remotely enthused. No new ideas to be found. Sure, they crash into the CGI unicorn, that's something, and CGI it definitely is.
You think it's endangered, or?
Okay, I know unicorns aren't supposed to exist, but it's bleeding purple blood. And it has a horn. How could you not know what this is? I don't know what's more random, the weird cosmic vision she has while touching it, or I'm deciding to randomly beat the thing to death. Let's see, cosmic vision, despite being plot relevant, it was still completely unneeded and overall just random. But then again, upon beating it, they take it with them. Apparently that was a good idea. I don't know what that would benefit, so yeah. Maybe the more random thing. They finally get to the estate with a dented car and a dead horse in the back. What could go wrong? Who needs subtlety? Just make them overly dickish. That's the easy way. The family has a definition of plot device. The bulk of them don't go beyond that. The only exception is their son Shepard, Will Porter, and their butler Griff, Anthony Carrigan. Yes, they had Anthony Carrigan. Crazy, isn't it? But the thing is, they're both really entertaining in completely different ways. Shepard, like the rest, is arrogant, but in a really stupid manner. It's undeniably funny.
I don't think I should be in swim shorts for this moment.
Cancer? That's the biggest one. I told you to make a mood board, not a shit board. Now we're talking sense. You see how that feels different?
That'd be the person who has the greatest chance of succeeding, right?
Yes.
It's like he's the only one who knows how stupid this is and embraces it. some self-awareness. And Griff, despite being the butler, is kind of cool. Actually calling out the bullshit, one of the few characters to resemble reality, it legitimately seems real. The rest are just overly cliche. Yeah, the acting is good all around, I can't fault that, but when you have this setup, it's not gonna save it. His boss, Odell, Richard E. Grant, is dying of cancer, but what a coincidence, they have a solution. The unicorn blood seems to heal stuff. How convenient. Wonder if that's going to be relevant. You gotta love how they both have something that could be healed, as if just happening once wasn't enough. Acne, allergies, it basically writes itself. By the way, Elliot is also an asshole, and stupid.
Ridley is quite sick. It's like some kind of bug. Look, I can drop her off. I can come right back and even answer any
Wait,
question.
you're gonna what?
We'll get to the stupid part later. But the unicorn is not dead, it breaks out, the assistant shoots it, and only now is this obvious.
It's a fucking unicorn.
Is it the purple blood? Was it the horn? It's literally the same one lying in the same position. What the fuck? You really couldn't think of some reason to make it more obvious now? Maybe have the butler figure it out? I don't know. Any attempt? Because if you forgot, Ridley was in the first scene.
That's chaos theory.
They immediately devise a plan to profit off this, while of course implying it's for a good reason. And from this point on till about the halfway mark, not a whole lot happens. We do get more of Elliot being a complete asshole.
I'm making this weekend all about you and your special connection with a magical dead horse.
And upon deciding to look at some pictures of her dead mother, she just happens to see something, like literally sheer luck. Apparently the unicorn tapestries that she happened to see coincidentally explains most of the movie's plot.
The Lord and his hunters' pursuit of a mystical unicorn, which defends itself and proves untamable. That is, until it is entranced by a pure-hearted maiden. The creature is then killed and brought to a castle, where it is resurrected and kept in captivity, and tells of a vengeful and violent beast.
Are you serious? This movie has more convenient exposition than fucking Jupiter Ascending. Granted, it's not the complete extent of what's going on, there is a bit more to it, but I'd argue it's even more random and stupid. The horn ends up being the true magic curing his cancer, and the predictable events continue.
Excuse me? We can't reproduce this.
So does that mean only the important people get it?
You've got the devil's guest list handy.
I think it does. Are they gonna pass off her theories as being nothing? I have a strong feeling.
The arrogance to claim to know such things that are unknowable.
Going 2 for 2 here, and I think it's a safe bet that Elliot could not give a shit either.
I don't know what she's talking about, Adele. I mean, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
I can't tell you how I do it. It's almost like I just know. Finally, halfway through the movie, something happens. And it's actually not bad. Unicorn's pretty terrifying despite the way it looks. The sound it makes is nightmare-inducing. But still not really a good scene, the overall flow leaves a lot to be desired, and given how long it took to get here, it's not really enough. Not to mention, it's one of those movies when the parent comes to get their kid back.
I think it wants us to just leave its baby and go.
No shit. Apparently she's connected to it. That'll mean something. But overall, we spend half the movie watching nothing happen to get to more insanely stupid decisions.
This really isn't the best use of time.
They're gonna use it as an excuse to hunt the thing down because, again, it can't be replicated.
Only way to be as good of an advocate for these creatures as you are is to recover this wounded adult before it expires.
Elliot goes along too with no issue. That's what I meant by he's fucking stupid. So a somewhat intriguing CGI monster appearing in one scene isn't a good payoff for all this. I know technically each scene does move the plot along, but when everything is so predictable with no semblance of imagination, you kinda just want to see the thing in the movie's title. That would have made it all okay. Let us see the unicorn go on a rampage, it's all we needed. But like the last 2 Jurassic World movies, they thought they knew better. We didn't get dinosaurs rampaging in the city, and we barely get unicorns doing anything in this. Doesn't mean you can't hit the like button, it's right down there, and subscribing is an option too. But most importantly is sharing the video, because YouTube doesn't do that. If you don't hit the bell, you probably won't get notified. Recommendations are useless, so if you can, try and do that. Elliot proceeds to be a complete fucking moron. Their hunt goes wrong immediately. But we do get one of the few unique ideas in the movie. Shepard snorting the horn like cocaine. Also, the unicorns can't actually die. They just heal themselves. That should have been obvious by now. So carnage ensues. You could have tried to move. I get it's a bad situation, but nobody but the leads do anything in terms of escaping. Then in a surprising twist, Odell dies relatively early. I mean, upon him being cornered, you do see it coming, but a twist nonetheless. From this point on, the kills are actually pretty good, so that's one plus. And finally, some common sense is used. Maybe give them their fucking kid back. They end up voting on Griff to take it out to them, leading to more reasons why is the best thing about this. He's not just okay with it, and I love that.
You can't just volunteer me to go out there.
So?
You know, it's not particularly complicated. It's not like I'm the fucking gate guy. Everything I've done for your family, and this is my severance. I have kids.
You do?
It's the movie actually being self-aware. It needed more of this. Unfortunately, the theory proved to be wrong, leading to another great death of somebody we don't care about. And from this point on, it kind of becomes okay. We have what is probably my favorite part.
Fuck this.
That defines his character. You can't help but love it. The problem is, it took this long to get decent. The following scenes are fine. 2 unicorns break in, cause havoc. It's what we came to see. It's just too little, too late. I wouldn't call it perfection either. Apparently, Elliot stole the horn, being the reason the plan didn't work.
It's because I promised her in that hospital room, and I swore to her that I would do whatever I had to take care of you, to make sure that you didn't want for anything.
Yeah, but he got one of the non-corrupt people killed. I think he gets off too easily. He makes up for it by sacrificing himself, gets away though through sheer luck, and Shepard lets his mom die violently opposed to blowing them up. That's because he has other plans, and it goes back to being shit. First off, I don't know why Ridley lets Shepard do this. He even points out he's not good at archery. She has numerous escape options. Apparently, his delusions from snorting the horn led him to realize they're docile to a pure-hearted maiden, which they are. I guess we'll like them now. You'd think Elliot would just take his daughter out of there, let Shepard do what he wants. He really is just high anyway. Instead, he stabs him with the horn, and he gets stabbed back. That works too. Doesn't even kill Shepard, though he does die. And I suppose we're supposed to feel bad for Elliot, even though he's an asshole and really stupid. Doesn't matter anyway because he goes back to being alive.
Alright, now you're just being silly.
Don't you just love a happy ending? Yeah, you could have faced consequences for getting innocent people killed and just being an awful father. But instead, the unicorns can magically bring him back to life because, as we know, they are the true victims, not the 2 people who intentionally did nothing wrong. I mean, just look at them leaving peacefully. It's one big happy family. Heartstrings pulled. It gets even dumber. Griff comes back with the police. For whatever reason, they're arrested and potentially in trouble. They think the father and daughter killed everybody, like murdered a whole family. She doesn't outright say they're going to jail, but the 2 expect they might be. Are bite marks a thing? But it's okay because Elliot made up for his wrongdoings, and he was dead for a minute, making her sad, so they're good. It's not the end yet. The unicorns reappear, see that they're handcuffed, know what that means, and due to them being in sight of the cop, it obviously proves their innocence. Or they ram them into the lake, potentially killing them, and the only cop who witnessed the unicorns, so now they're fugitives? Keep in mind, that's how it ends. Yeah, the tapestry during the end credits mimics events from the movie. A carriage being knocked into the water implies they got out, but again, what did that accomplish? Why not just let the cops see them? Instead, they caused what would be a fatal accident? I guess it's not the kind of movie you take seriously, but this entire climax is one nonsensical thing after another. And that's too bad because a lot of it did work. Mainly a handful of characters who actually tried, realizing the potential and did something with it, and the unicorns being intimidating and somewhat unique led to a few good scenes toward the end. That's really all we needed, just more of it. When something entertaining happened, this becomes undeniably good, but we also get annoying rich people wasting half the movie on exposition, effects that are still not that good, and a plot that goes from predictable to outright stupid, along with confusing. The great cast is wasted, Ortega is fine, but really nothing new, and Paul Rudd is so outright stupid and awful, you really can't stand him. Even for something aiming at comedy, there has to be some kind of limit. Never has a single group put so much effort into dying. And even though we do eventually get what we came to see, it's just too short-lived, culminating into an ending that makes no sense, decisions that have no reasoning, and an emotional fake-out so unneeded, Hallmark movies could surpass this. It's the outcome of an idea that didn't need to be anything special, a fun premise you don't think about too much, a creature not commonly seen. I wouldn't say it's terrible, it's honestly watchable. The good moments may even make it worth it. But so much time spent explaining the obvious and establishing nothing new takes an easy-to-get-right idea and makes it into a complete slog. Why we keep getting these, I don't know, but Death of a Unicorn is an idea with minimal effort. It doesn't go past that. I'm the analyst, and remember kids, a violent animal can do no wrong.